and I want to play. It's not just from me, it's from Tom Lee, Michael Saylor, and a bunch of institutions. I'm going to play it right now, the one exactly from Michael Saylor, and then I'm going to explain exactly what this is, because I think there are a lot of people that are going to be selling crypto during this little dip. I think there are going to be people that capitulate. They don't know what's really going on. And I want people to get where we're at right now. You guys do me a favor. Let me know if you can hear this or not. And I'm going to play just this short little clip, and then we're going to read a story that'll blow your mind about what institutions are doing right now.
Michael, given where Bitcoin's trading right now, are you buying?
We are buying. We're buying quite a lot, actually, and we'll actually report our next buys on Monday morning. I think people will be pleasantly surprised. In fact, we've been accelerating our purchases.
All right, that's Michael Saylor from MicroStrategies. This story, that's him saying people are going to be pleasantly surprised. Yesterday, we're talking about Solana plunging, right, to $137, which was a 5-month low, despite $3.4 billion in institutional accumulation. I want to explain something that most people do not understand. Traders like myself, large institutions, big traders buy crypto without you knowing it. And this is way bigger than OTC. Sure, we could pick up OTC. I do OTC with certain exchanges. I started becoming an institutional trader back in 2019, and we are able to buy as retail is dumping their small amounts. We're able to do it without anybody knowing it through specialized trading features that are only open to larger accounts. All right. When you think everything's crashing, you have to understand that there have been massive dips before, and then they take off again. There is more catalysts for Bitcoin to hit over 150,000 and what I believe to be honestly a blow off top around 200,000. I could be wrong. By the end of January, there are more catalysts now with governments intervening, institutions buying, all this stuff. And then what happens is when the liquidity dries up, when all of the retail have been shook out, this is where you hear the whole term weak hands getting shook out. They let it rip. They put out all this positive information. There's only a handful of players. Now, this Solana story, think about this. Solana's price dropped to 137 bucks on Sunday. It's lowest in 5 months, right? It says here, institutions have now accumulated over 24 million Solana. Now, this is not just a Bitcoin story. It's Solana, Ethereum, and then you're going to see all these altcoins rip as these guys go up. It says right here, these institutions that acquired the 24 million Solana, valued at 3.4 billion through ETFs and digital asset treasuries, retail traders ongoing selling breached support levels near 150, with technical indicators pointing to possible further declines to 125, right? But despite this price dip, Solana's network, real quick, I had the time wrong for the trade on base and build on base course. The pre-filming is ending actually at noon today. It wasn't midnight last night. I had the wrong 12 o'clock. So links down below for that. It says here, despite the price dip, these institutions are picking up more and more. All right, now I've got a story for you. And I said this the other day that you're going to see pretty shortly, probably within a week's time frame, all of this news about institutions coming out and buying up the dip like crazy. Those are the strong hands where they like you to say, oh, these ETF outflows. Sure, that means that people are dumping their ETFs in crypto, Bitcoin, Solana, all this stuff. And then they're getting sucked up by institutions. All right, this is not a joke. You're going to see this thing rip, and only time will tell who's right. Let me ask you this. Type up or down. Put up or type down if you think that Bitcoin will be higher or lower on January 1st than it is right now. I'm just curious what you say. All right, so there's the Solana story. Now we've got another one. Let me go find it real quick. Stand by. Here we go. Tom Lee. Fundstrat's Tom Lee now predicts Bitcoin between 150,000 and 200,000, including $7,000 Ethereum by the end of this year. So it's not just the Economic Ninja. It's not just Tom Saylor. It's not just JP Morgan. It's Tom Lee. It's all of these people that have been in this game and get it. All right. And I hope you understand. I'm not telling you to run out there and buy a bunch and spend more than you've got. That's stupid. Don't ever buy on leverage. But this is really going to happen because remember, the guy that runs the country, his family's invested in their own massive exchange too. So let me ask you this. Type yes or no. Is it in their best interest to see a higher Bitcoin price at the end of the year? Just throw it out there. It says here, Tom Lee's co-founder of Fundstrat now forecast Bitcoin reaching between 150 and 200 grand and Ethereum hitting $7,000 by the end of 2025 based on strong fundamentals, including Ethereum surging stablecoin volumes and record application revenues following a $1 billion market liquidation on October 10th, with Bitcoin currently at around 92 Gs and Ethereum at 3,200. Lee points to Federal Reserve rate cuts and seasonal trends as catalysts for the year-end rally. I completely agree with this. Social media reactions on X show a split between bullish enthusiasm and skepticism over Lee's revised predictions and past inaccuracies, while JP Morgan predicts Bitcoin at 145 grand amid election uncertainties. Look, these are good times right now while the market's down to contact your tax person and say, hey, are wash trades still a thing? You might want to go call them. And if they are, you're selling your rebuy slowly. You don't rock the market. You're a crypto and I mean, I'm not a tax advisor, but I bet you a tax advisor might go, you know, if that wash trade thing's still legal, that might be a good time to do that and get set up for this next boom, because if it carries over into next year, this is just the tax side of me. Strategy, well, this might be a good time to do that. Type yes or no if you think that's a good idea. I'm gonna wait. I think this is an amazing opportunity for people. I think you need to understand where we're at, understand the opportunities, and go crush it. Oh. All right, that being said, it's plumbing day. I've got a bunch of plumbing things I gotta do, so I better jam, and I hope you got something out of this. Look, in the end, I want all of my students to be worth more today than they were in January. Just throwing this out there to all my students. Type yep or nope if you're up or down since January. If you all listened, you all were patient, you should all be well in the green. And again, controlling your emotions is going to be the difference between making money as an investor or losing money. Look at all the yeps. And I think it's really important for people to control those emotions, because this next year is going to be absolute chaos in the real estate markets. And we're going to be transitioning from crypto slowly into some precious metals during a dip, and then into real estate. And then we're going to be able to show you some really cool tax advantages of real estate that'll blow your mind. And really just set you up for generational wealth, because then we need to build that income between crypto staking and between, building like a crypto bond portfolio next year, and between this real estate bust. Remember, in the next handful of weeks, there's going to be this euphoria, and I want you to take profits little by little. As you have profits, sell, got to report it to the IRS, pay tax on it, and then you're going to have what's left. You're going to go and crush it with that during this crash. All right, that being the link's down below. It's good until noon. I had the wrong 12 o'clock. It was not midnight. It's noon for the trade on base. And at 2 p.m. Pacific, we are releasing our next highlighted project. Again, don't go big into any of these things. I love releasing these things during downtimes. That's the best. Economic Ninja is out.